take your first few moments. Just arrive. Get that focus to your breath. Don't have control of your breath just yet. Start to notice it. Start to observe it. Get yourself to a place. There's nothing in. A little out of here. Good. As your breath takes over, it pushes out all those other distractions. So you can be fully focused on your mat, your practice. You can be fully present to your mat, your practice. Once you feel like you've got that full focus on your breath, you can add that element of control to your breath. Just breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Letting your breaths become longer, slower, and deeper. As you inhale, you're pulling that breath all the way down into your belly. And as you exhale, you're pushing that breath all the way out. Letting us move here. Just with one breath, one movement. Now when you're ready to start moving, you're going to take your knees, hug them in to your chest, and just kind of rock from side to side here a couple times, letting that spine get that little tiny massage. It should feel good. And then from there, keep your right leg hugged all the way in, but take your left leg and extend it long. Put your left heel on the ground. Really think about your left thigh pressing into the mat, right? So kind of engage that left leg. Really hug that right knee in. And then we're going to start to stir the pot with the right knee. That means we're making little circles. You can go towards the inside of your body first. Right? Take that knee to the inside, push it away, bring it to the outside and pull it back in. So you're just making little circles with that right, around and around. Do 3 or 4 like that. It's 1 complete breath for each circle that you make. And then next time you pull that right knee all the way in, just take your circles the other way. Take them to the left, push them away, bring them to the right and back in, circling around here. Then eventually you're going to come to a stop here. Now kick that right leg up to the sky. And then take your hands, just interlace them somewhere around your right leg. Maybe it's high on your thigh, right? Maybe it's behind your knee. Maybe you can get it up to your calf. You're going to pull the right leg in towards you as much as you can. Really flex that right foot and push your heel towards the ceiling so you get a deeper stretch. Think about your left leg, right? You're still pushing that left thigh bone down to the mat. Take a couple breaths right here. And now just release your left hand. Let your left hand come down to the mat. Take your right hand to the inside of your right leg and then start to bend into your right knee. Bend, bend, bend. Bring that right knee back so like it's going to go outside your right shoulder. And maybe you can grab a hold of the outside edge of your right foot with your right hand, right? If that's not going to happen, then maybe you're grabbing onto your ankle or your shin here, right? But you're trying to pull that right knee down, like your right knee can touch the ground outside your right shoulder. So in this half happy baby, maybe you kick that leg a little straighter once you're there. Maybe you bend into it even more. Maybe you let it go out to the side a little bit. Maybe just play with it. Like I said, keep that left leg engaged. Keep pushing that left thigh towards the ground. 2 more breaths here. And then you're going to keep that right knee pulled into your chest, but now release your right hand. Let it go out long. In the T position, so your right fingertips are coming straight out of your right shoulder blade. Now pick up your left hand. Take your left hand to the outside of your right knee and guide that right knee over to the left side of your body. Maybe you can get that foot on the knee down to the ground. I like just kind of rest my right foot on my left thigh. But you're looking over your right shoulder, so you feel a little opening in your right hip. Pick that right knee back up. Give it one last hug into your chest here. And then we're going to switch sides. Right? You're going to take your right leg all the way long. And again, remember you're pressing that right thigh into the ground as we do this. And you're pulling your left knee into your chest. So hug it in nice and tight. And then when you're ready, start to make those circles with your left knee. First go over towards the inside of your body. Push it away from your body into the outside and back in. So you're just circling around here. Do it 3 or 4 times. It's like you're stirring a pot on the ceiling. Your knee's the spoon that you're stirring with. Eventually, next time you have that left knee hugged all the way in, then you're going to switch and go the opposite direction. First, take that knee away from your body, then push it to the front. Bring it over to the inside of your body and back in. So circling around here. Eventually, I'm going to bring that right knee all the way in, or sorry, left knee all the way in, right? And now you're going to kick that left leg up to the sky. Remember, you're flexing your foot, so your heel's going up toward the ceiling. Grab wherever you can with both hands around your left leg. Maybe it's on your thigh, maybe it's behind your knee, maybe it's up on your calf, and pull that left leg in toward you. You're trying to keep it nice and straight, right? You can have a little micro bend in your left knee, right, which I kind of do right now, but you don't want to bend it more to get it in closer to your body. You want to keep it as straight as you can, because that's how you're going to get the stretch. Remember, you're still engaging that right thigh. Push that right thigh towards the ground. And from here, you're going to release with your left hand. It's going to land on the ground. You're gonna bring your left hand to the inside of your left leg, bend into your left knee, so my left knee is sliding down like it's going to my outside my left shoulder. If I bend my knee enough, then I can grab the outside sole of my left foot. If you can't get the outside sole of your foot, grab your ankle, grab your shin, grab onto your knee if you have to, right? But you're pulling that leg down, like you could bring it down far enough that that left knee could touch outside your left shoulder. It's not actually going to happen unless you're super flexible. Pull down like it could, right? Don't forget your right leg. Keep pushing that right thigh bone down towards the ground. That's going to increase the stretch that you're getting here. And last thing here, we're going to release with the left hand, right? You're going to let that left hand come straight out of your body so your left fingertips reach towards the side of the room. Take your right hand to the outside of your left knee and guide that left knee over to the right side of your body. Maybe that left foot hits the ground, maybe not, right? Maybe that left knee hits the ground, probably not, but maybe. And you're looking over your left shoulder. You're going to bring that knee back in. Take one final hug into your chest. And then from there, you're just going to take your right knee, and now you're going to hug both knees into your chest. Bring your hands to the crease of your knees. Rock yourself up to seated. And then come around into tabletop here. Once you're in tabletop, we're just going to take a couple cat-cows to get our body and breath in sync. So as you inhale here, lift your chin up to the sky, tuck your tailbone under, let your belly drop, that's cow. As you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round out your back, out your armpits, that's cat. Just keep moving here. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. So you can be going faster, slower than me. You're going faster, slower than anybody else here. Just use this time to match your movements to your breath. And eventually we're going to come to a stop here. Now as you come to a stop, tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up and back. Come into your first down dog of the morning. So now your fingers are spread wide like starfish. Head's dropping between your shoulder blades and pushing your belly towards your upper thigh, pushing your heels towards the ground. Add your movement if you want to. You can walk the dog, bending one knee and the other, pressing the opposite heel down. You can sway your hips. You can stay still if that feels better, but check in with your body. Notice what's going on. Make sure you're listening to your body as we take it through the rest of our practice today. So let's feet back in regular down dog. Bend your knees slightly here. Look between your thumbs. Bring your feet forward to your hands. Come to forward fold. Now your belly's touching your upper thighs. Your head's hanging heavy and long. And shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Make sure there's no creases in the back of your neck. Now let's take a half lift here to start off. Pull your shoulders even with your hips. Get your back nice and flat, crown of your head pointed forward. And then as you exhale, fold back down. Now from here, you're going to take your hands, bring them behind your back, interlace your fingers behind your back. Push your knuckles towards the back wall. And then you're going to use those hands, right? So you lift them up and off your low back a little bit. And then this way, as you pull them down, back toward your low back, you can start to rise up. So as you rise up, you're pulling your shoulder blades together. When you get all the way up, push those knuckles towards the floor. Take your chin, your gaze, your chest up to the sky, come into a back bend. As you inhale, you're going to release your hands, stand tall. Sweep your hands up overhead now. You're going to interlace your hands up overhead and push your palms up to the sky. Right, so your palms are pointing towards the ceiling. Your fingers are interlaced. Exhale and side bend to the right. Reach your palms to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, reach your palms to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Now this time as you exhale, your hands are still going to push up towards the ceiling. You're just going to take a little twist. Draw your left hip forward. Push your left hip back. Keep your biceps by your ears. Let your torso twist towards the right wall. Inhale, come back to center. And then as you exhale, go the other way. Take your left hip back. Push your right hip forward. Inhale, come back to center. Now as you exhale, you're going to push your hands straight in front of you. Tuck your chin to your chest. And just let your hands draw you all the way back down. Into forward fold. Release them when you get all the way down. Now take one more half lift here. Shoulders even with the hips. Pull back down. We're going to add on a little bit here. What I want you to do, keep your right foot forward. Step back with your left foot. And drop your left knee. Right? Once you're there, you're just going to shift back into a half pyramid. So we're not staying for a long time. It's just part of our warm-up, right? Part of our sun salutation. Shift back, push your left hip towards your left heel. Let your body drape over that right leg. Let your right toes flip up off the mat. And then from there, you're just going to bring it back forward. Take your hands on either side of your right foot. Tuck your left toes under. And just step your left foot forward to meet your right. Then you're going to step your right foot back. Drop down to your right knee. Right, look up. And then shift back. Bring your right hip towards your right heel. Let your left toes flip off the mat. Drape your upper body over that left leg. Come back forward. Come into your runner's lunge. Tuck your right toes under. Come off your right knee. And step it back into forward fold. Right, so that's our complete sun salutation here today. We're going to do it twice more now that you've seen it. Right, let's move it a little bit faster. So you're in your forward fold. You're going to inhale. Take that half lift. Exhale. Fold. Inhale. Take your hands. Sweep them back behind you. And lace them behind your back. Right. Start to lift those hands up and off your low back. And then pull them down towards your back. Let yourself rise up. We rise up all the way, and then we go right in to our back bend, shifting our arms forward, taking our chest and our gaze up. Inhale and come up. Release your hands, sweep them up overhead. Now you're interlacing those palms overhead, reaching them towards the ceiling. As you exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, take your twist, push your left hip forward, draw your right hip back. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist the other way. Right hip forward, left hip back. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, tuck your chin and start to push your palms in front of you. And then just let them draw you all the way back down into forward fold. Release your hands, place them on the mat. Take another half lift to monkey. Fold back down. And then keep your right foot forward. Step back with that left foot to your runner's lunge. Drop your left knee. And then shift back into that half pyramid. Come back forward. Tuck your left toes under. Step that left foot back to forward fold. Then step back with your right foot. Drop your right knee. Shift into your half pyramid. Bring it back forward to runner's lunge. Tuck your right toes under. Step your right foot forward to meet your left. All right, we're taking that one more time through here. Inhale, half lift monkey. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring your hands behind your back. Start to lift them up and off your low back. And then pull them down to draw you all the way up. And then all the way back into your back bend. Stand up tall, release your hands, sweep them up overhead. And interlace them overhead, press those palms to the ceiling. Take your side bend to the right. Come back to center. Take your side bend to the left. Come back to center. Take your twist to the right. Come back to center. Take your twist to the left. Come back to center. And then push your palms in front of you. Tuck your chin. Let those palms keep traveling down so you come all the way back down to forward fold. Release your hands. Take another half lift monkey. Fold back down. Keep your right foot forward. Step your left foot back. Drop your left knee. Shift to your half pyramid one more time. And then come back forward. Tuck your left toes under. Step that left foot up to meet the right. And then step that right foot back. Drop the right knee down. Shift into your pyramid, half pyramid. Come back forward. tuck your right toes under, step that right foot up to meet the left, back to forward fold. Take another half lift monkey here, and fold back down. This time as we inhale, let's peel up into chair. Bend your knees, send your hips back and down. Reach your hands forward, or maybe they're heart center, maybe they're up, doesn't matter right now, right? Look down, see your toes, wiggle your toes. And then from there, keep that left hand reaching forward, draw your right hand back. Take an open arm twist to the right. Let that left knee bump a little bit in front of the right, but don't over exaggerate it. Pull that right hand back, come back through your chair, then go the other way. Keep that right hand reaching forward, draw that left hand back. Come back to your chair. And then this time, as you exhale, sink a little lower. As you inhale, come all the way up. As you exhale, drop into cactus arms here, elbows bent, palms towards the front of the room, and take a back bend. Then as you inhale, come back up, reach your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, take a full swan dive, come back down to forward fold. Now as we're here in forward fold, you're gonna keep your right foot forward. Take a big step back with your left foot. Come to runner's lunge. So you got your right knee right over your right ankle, left leg's nice and long. Drop that left heel so your left toes point to the left. Rise up into your warrior one, right? Keeping your hips square towards the front of the room, reaching up high with those fingertips. Now from here, you're gonna take your left hand, wrap it around behind your back, and then bend into your right elbow, drop your right elbow to your right knee. So we're in this half bind side angle. Take your left shoulder, really peel it up towards the sky, look up over your left shoulder. Maybe here you start to slide your right hand down towards the ground on the inside of your right leg. If that doesn't feel good, then keep your elbow on your knee. And then we're gonna rise up here. You're gonna come up, lift your torso up, push your right leg all the way straight. Unwind your hands, take them up to the sky, grab your right wrist with your left hand, and pull back towards the back of the room into Sky Archer. Your right toes are still pointed forward. Now, release your hands here, bend back into your right knee. Drop your hands down on either side of your right foot. Keep that left heel down, right? Drop your heels down and then just look up towards the front of the room. Come onto your fingertips. And then from there, you're gonna reach your left hand forward. Let it cartwheel you all the way around. Keep that bend in the right knee. Your left hand's gonna come along your left thigh. Right hand's gonna sweep up and over, coming into reverse warrior. Okay, so you're reaching back, different than that Sky Archer. Keep that deep bend in the right knee. Now from here, take your arms out to a T. Come into warrior two. Maybe you can sink even deeper into your right knee here. And then turn your right palm towards the left side of the room. And then take your left hand, bring it around. You want both palms to face each other, both reaching right over your right knee. Right? Lower your chest as much as you can, so you're hovering over that right leg, reaching forward. It's like a lightning bolt, but you're keeping that left heel on the ground. Now from here, drop your left hand all the way to the mat. Take your right hand up to the sky. You can come off your left heel here if you want to. Right now you're going to twist. You're going to stack your shoulders, open your chest towards the right side of the room. Now from your twist, you're going to reach that right hand back behind you. As that right hand reaches towards the back of the room, drop your left knee. And then keep circling with that right hand. Drop your right fingertips towards the ground. As that right hand comes past your right foot, you'll let both hands draw up into this kneeling crescent. So reaching up high, right? Think about your hips shifting forward, your heart lifting to the sky here. So make a little back bend. Feel that deeper opening in your hip flexors as you do it. All right, now come all the way forward here. Both hands are going to come to the inside of your right foot. Tuck your left toes under. Come up off your left knee. Drop your left hip. Then you're going to push your right leg straight. Turn your right toes toward the left long edge of your mat. And just walk yourself around here. So you're in a wide-legged forward fold. Crown of your head going towards the mat. Take a half lift here, right? Maybe your fingertips stay on the ground, but you're pulling your shoulders up even with your hips, and the crown of your head is towards that left wall. Then as you exhale, let yourself fold back down. Your hands are planted right in the center of your mat. Keep your left hand planted. Take your right hand up to the sky. Just a little twist towards the front of the room. And then and let that right hand float down. Come back into your fold. Now we're going to walk ourselves back around into runner's lunge. So turn your right toes back towards the front of the room. Bend into that right knee. So you're going to keep that deep bend in your right knee. I came off my left heel here. I'm going to step up with my left foot. Now, what I want to do, right, is touch my left knee outside my right knee or right calf. You can drop your left toes to the floor while you do this. If you want, it could look like this. Or maybe you bring that left heel all the way up towards your left glute. Keep your left hand on the ground. Take your right hand up to the sky. I feel like I can't set it up. Take my right side here, or maybe on here. And then wherever you are, take that left foot, drop it next to the right, drop your right hand down, and you're back in a regular forward fold. Right? Take your half lift to monkey here. Fold back down. You guys see where you are? I'm just turning around. We're going to go back into that chair here. So this time you're going to bend your knees, send your hips back and down, peel your upper body up. Hands reach forward. And then we're going to take those twists again. So you're reaching forward with your left hand, opening up the right hand. Bring it all back in to chair. Open up, reach the left hand back, the right hand stay forward. Bring it back into chair. And as you exhale, sink a little deeper. As you inhale, rise up. Drop your hands into cactus arms. Take your back bend, push your hips forward, chest and gaze up. Then we inhale, come all the way up tall, arms overhead. Then we exhale, swan dive, back down into forward fold. And we're going to do all that again, right, on the left side. So what you're going to do once you're here in forward fold, keep your left foot forward, step your right foot way back behind you. So you're here in runner's lunge. Keep bend in the left knee right over the left ankle, right leg nice and long. Dial down with that right heel, so your right toes point to the right. And you're going to rise up here into your warrior one. So just peel that upper body up, square your hips towards the front of the room, reaching up high. And from here, you're going to take your right hand, wrap it around behind your back, bend into your left elbow, drop your left elbow to your left knee. So you're in this half bind side angle. If you want to start to slide your left hand down lower, keep peeling your right shoulder open so your chest isn't caged to the ground. Your chest keeps opening towards the right side of your mat. If you can slide that left hand down low, go for it. If you want to keep your left elbow on your left knee, do that. Now we're going to rise up here as you pull your torso up. You're unwinding your hands, you're straightening your left leg. Take both hands up to the sky, grab your left wrist with your right hand, and pull back into Sky Archer. And from Sky Archer, we're going to release the hands, then back into your left knee. Just drop your hands on either side of your left foot. Keep that right heel down, but come up to your fingertips, look up towards the front of the room, almost like you're going to lift your chest. And then from there, you're going to reach your right hand forward. Let it rainbow all the way around. It's going to come along your right thigh, and that left hand is going to scoop up and over, drawing yourself right in to reverse warrior. So keep that deep bend in your left knee here. Reach your left fingertips back as far as you can. Now here you're just going to take your arms right to a T. So we just change it to a warrior two. I bet you can sink a little deeper into your left knee now that we're in warrior two. Now take your left palm, turn it towards the right side of your mat, and then bring your left hand, or your right hand, sorry, all the way forward. Your palms face each other, and then you start to hover your chest right over that left thigh. This one is modified lightning bolt. And from there, you're just going to drop your right hand down on the inside of your left foot. Take your left hand up to the sky. You're twisting to the left. You're just in a basic twisted lunge. You can let your right heel lift here if you want to. You're going to start to reach your left hand towards the back of the mat. Let it come around. As it drops down by your left foot, you're dropping down to your right knee. Your left hand keeps going. As it comes past your left foot, both hands come up. Draw yourself up into your kneeling crescent. So reaching up high, pushing your hips forward, taking your heart up towards the ceiling. And this little crescent tuck your left toes under, come up off your left knee, right knee, drop your right heel, push your left leg straight. You're gonna take that little quarter turn into a wide forward fold. Let your left toes turn towards the right long edge of your mat, sink into your fold. The crown of your head come as close as you can get it to the floor. Then as we inhale here, we're gonna take that half lift, pull your shoulders even with your hips, let your fingertips dangle. Then as you exhale, come back down into your forward fold. Let your hands plant in the center of your mat. This time you're going to keep your right hand planted on the mat. You're going to take your left hand up to the sky. So twist towards the front of the room. Now let that left hand come all the way down. You're back in your fold. You're going to take a little yogi walk towards your left foot. Walk yourself back into runner's lunge. Right, let that right heel lift. Now here, right, we're going to bring that right foot forward. You're going to bend into your right knee. You want to touch that right knee to the outside of your left leg. Maybe up by your knee, maybe down by your calf. You want to drop your right toes to the ground, you can. Or you keep them all the way up. Keep that right heel lifting it towards your glute. You're going to plant your right hand. Take your left hand up to the sky. Does it look like this? Maybe you got those toes down. It looks like this. And wherever you are, take that right leg, drop it right next to the left, drop that left hand down, and you're here in your forward fold again. Take another half lift monkey, shoulders even with the hips, and then let yourself fold back down. Let's fold back down here. You're going to toe your feet out wide to the edges of your mat. Turn your heels in and your toes out, and then bend into your knees and drop your hips. Come down into your yogi squat. Now, if you have a block and you want to sit on the block, that makes this better. If you don't have a block, or if you don't like the squat with or without the block, then you can come all the way down to your glutes and bring the soles of your feet together. Right? Maybe yogi squat feels great too without the block, right? That is an option too. I want you to be comfortable here so you can close your eyes and bring that focus back to your breath. You should still have that complete focus on your breath. You should still have that complete control of your breath. I say should, because you might not, right? Maybe you lost that while we were flowing. This is your opportunity to reassert that focus, to regain that control. Close your eyes, lengthen your breaths again, slow them again, deepen them again. Now from our squat, we're going to make our way into down dog, right? So I want you to come back into a down dog. That's what we're going to do our first core work from today. So once you're in down dog, you're a regular version of down dog, I want you to walk far forward enough that you can get your heels to the ground. Maybe you take your legs a little bit wider. Maybe you're really, really short stance. It's okay, right? I have to shorten it way up before I get my heels in the ground. But then once you get there, you're going to lift your right foot up off the ground. Kick that right leg straight back behind you. Then what you're going to do from here, take that right foot, kick it straight out to the right. And just hold. Right here, flex your foot. Okay. Hold 5 breaths. Kick that right foot back up to the sky, and then drop it all the way back down. You're back with your right heel on the ground, your left heel on the ground in that modified forward fold. All right, so now we're going to try to do that on the left side. You're lifting that left foot up, kick it straight back behind you at first. Let's see if you can kick that left foot over to the left. Just hold here, 5 breaths. leg back up to the sky, and then drop it all the way back down. Okay, both heels on the ground. Now walk your hands back to your feet. So you're just kind of in this wide-legged forward fold here. And then you're going to let yourself come all the way down to seated. Right? So maybe you drop a knee. Maybe you come through your Malasana. So you're going to come down, have a seat on your mat. Right? So we've been working the legs a lot today. We're going to do one more thing here. We're not really working the legs, we're working the core, right? Then we're going to take it out, we're going to stretch. Stretches are going to focus mostly on the legs. All right, so I want you to bring your toes to the top of your mat. We're going to lay down on our back here. Right. All right, now once you're all the way on your back, you're going to reach your hands forward, right? So your fingertips are reaching toward your heels. Peel your head and shoulders up. Let your fingers elevate. Right, so your feet are planted on the ground. And all you're going to do here, draw your left shoulder back. Push your right shoulder forward. So you're trying to touch your right heel with your right fingertips. Right? Maybe you don't make it, maybe you do. Switch it out, pull that right shoulder back. Push that left shoulder forward, so you're touching your left heel with your left fingertips. And then come back to center, go the other way. So you're just going back and forth, right? Like your upper body's a little seesaw. Just do it about 5 times each side. If that feels like too many, stop when you think you're done. If you want to do a couple more, feel free. Do one more each way here. And then once we get all the way there, let your head and shoulders relax down. Now take your knees, hug them into your chest here. Rock from side to side again, just like we did at the beginning of class. Now, drop your feet to the ground. Take your feet out wide so that your pinky toes are at the edges of your mat. You can keep your hands here on your belly and keep your hands at your sides. You can take your arms out to a T, whatever feels good. We're going to do a couple windshield wipers here where we just let our knees go to the right, pull it back up, drop it to the left. Go back and forth a couple times, those windshield wipes. And then eventually you're going to bring your knees back to center here. Now from here, right, we're going to take the left foot, lift it up, put that left ankle on top of the right knee. Let your right knee, actually I did that backwards. Let's go the other way, right? Take your left foot down. Put your right ankle on top of your left knee. So we're here. Now, we're going to come into our basic eye of the needle at first. You're going to lift that left foot up. Draw it towards you. You can slide your hands and interlace them behind that left thigh if you want. You can drop your left heel to your left glute and interlace your hands around your left shin. You can take that left leg straight up to the sky. You can keep it bent. It can be somewhere in between, right? These are all your options. Your left leg is your lever, though, right? The more you pull it towards your body, the more you're going to feel that sensation in your right hip. You want to feel that sensation enough that it's a little bit uncomfortable. Not so much that you can't hang out in the pose. You've got to find that edge. You can use your right elbow, push that right knee out a little bit more. That gives you a little more sensation too. And back it off if you need to. Find your edge in this pose. Wherever that is. Let's take 4 more breaths. And then from here, you're going to release behind that left thigh. Now you want your left foot to come back down. You want to bring your left heel to the edge of your mat again, right? So like we were before, right? Your right knee is still on top right now. Now I want you to take your arms out long in that T position, right? And then kind of let your knees fall over. It's going to feel a little awkward, but this is what we're going to do, right? Over to the left. So it's kind of like your left foot is, or left knee, sorry, is pushing that right foot over. Coming here. Let's tuck that right leg underneath, and maybe you can take your left hand, keep pulling that right knee towards the ground. Your right arm is extended, you're looking ideally over your right shoulder. Feel this a little bit more in your right hip. Same place you can feel that stretch when you're in that eye of the needle. drop it down. Now you want that right foot still at the edge of your mat, right? So both pinky toes are lined up with the edges of your mat now, right? And what I want you to do is take both knees, right, and just drop them over to the right and just stay there. So now you're looking over your left shoulder. Okay, so your knees aren't touching each other. They're not touching the ground. Neither of my knees are touching the ground. Maybe yours are. My left knee did touch the ground to be on the inside of the sole of my right foot. Take 4 more breaths here. Pull your knees back up to center. Right, you still got this. Pinky toes lined up with the outside edge of your mat. Now you're going to pick your left foot up. Put your left ankle on top of your right knee. So let that left knee fall out to the side. Then start to pick your right foot up. Draw that right thigh in towards you. So we're doing this eye of the needle here. Again, maybe you just take your hands and interlace them behind your right thigh. Pull that right leg in towards you. Maybe you drop your right heel all the way to your right glute and pull your shin in. Okay, maybe you kick that right leg straight up to the sky. Maybe it stays a little bit bent. Maybe you use your left elbow to push open. Okay? Lots of options here to find that edge, that place where you're feeling a lot of sensation in your left hip, enough that you're not going to want to stay in this pose all morning, but not so much that you can't stay here for a few breaths. Probably you're feeling a little bit more sensation on the left side than you do on the right. Remember, your right leg is your lever. You can back it off, okay, or you can make it deeper. Most of us a little tighter, a little faster on the left side because we're right side dominant, which tends to make our non-dominant hip, the left one, a little tighter. If you're left-handed or for another reason your left leg is looser, your left hip, right? And you can make it deeper. I want you to be feeling the same thing you felt on the other side. 4 more breaths here. Ready, you're going to release behind that right leg. Now you're going to drop that right foot so that your right pinky toe is still on the outside edge of your mat, right? Take your arms out long. Let both legs go over to the right. So you're kind of taking that left foot, pushing it over with your right knee. So as you come to the right, your right foot ends up tucked underneath your left knee. Take your right hand, push down on that left knee. Look over your left shoulder. Now release that right hand. Pull your knees back up. You should still have your right foot with the pinky toe on the edge of the mat. Right, take your left foot down now. Put your left pinky toe on the left edge of your mat. And then from there, you'll let both knees fall over to the left. Put your gaze over your right shoulder. soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall out to the side. Just come to this reclining down ankle. You can keep your hands in the T if that feels good. You can drop them to your belly or to your sides. You can use them to press those inner thighs open a little more, opening up the legs a little more. Or you can take them overhead. Let your arms stretch out a little bit, whatever feels good, right? Wherever you are with your hands, whatever you do with your feet, it's going to determine how intensely you feel this pose. You can push your feet further away from your body, make more of a diamond shape. Takes a little of the intensity out of it. Pull your heels way close to your body. You're going to feel a lot of sensation in your legs. Makes it very intense. So you decide what you need. Find your spot. Let yourself hang out here. Feet are on the ground, your knees are up to the sky, they don't have to be wide anymore. You're just going to pull your knees into your chest, wrap your hands around your shins. You keep your hands wrapped around your shins, and maybe you want to take one hand, one knee, doesn't matter. We're going to do our full lumbar circles here. So you're going to let your knees go over towards the left, and push them away from your body. Bring them to the right, and then bring them all the way back in. So make a big circle around your sacrum. It should feel good. It's like we're doing that stir the pot at the beginning of class. It's like we're doing that with both knees. So the same thing, one complete breath for each circle that you make. Do about 3 more this direction. And then next time your knees are hugged all the way in, we're going to switch directions. Knees a little over to the right, push them away, and to the left. And back in. Just let yourself circle around here. And then as you take the next circle, your knees come back into your chest. And that one final nice big hug into your chest. And then release your legs, let your feet come down to the mat. Now you just want your feet about hip width distance apart. So not at the edges of your mat, but not right close together either. Take your hands to your sides, palms face down. We're going to pull up here into bridge. So you're going to press through all 4 corners of both feet. As you inhale, lift your hips up off the mat. So you want to tuck your shoulders at least slightly as your chest puffs open. If you want to make this a supported bridge, you can't. You take a block, slide under your hips, and just let your hips relax in the block. Still got that chest puffed open. Even if you're doing the supported bridge, maybe you're doing an unsupported bridge, and you want to make this really intense, right? You work one entire shoulder, then the other underneath your body. Clasp your hands underneath your body. It pushes your hips even higher, right? So you can be in a supported bridge, you can be an unsupported bridge. We're just trying to increase the flexibility of our back, right? If you're in a supported bridge, you're doing it with the leverage of the block. I just took the block from its lower level to its medium level. So now my hips are pushed even higher. I'm increasing the flexibility of my back even more. Right? If you're in an unsupported bridge, you use the strength in your legs to lift your hips higher. So you have to engage your quads, engage your glutes, engage those hamstrings. Use that strength in your legs to push higher, to increase the flexibility of your back. Take 3 more breaths here, wherever you are. had a block under there and you want to keep the block under there for shoulder stand, that's an option. You can keep the block under your hips for waterfall or shoulder stand, right? Or you just keep your hips flat on the ground, take your feet straight up to the sky, like you're in regular waterfall, right? Flexing your feet like you're to step on the ceiling. You send the blood from the feet where it pulls all day back to your head and your heart where you need it more. You can stay right here in this waterfall. Like I said before, if you have that block underneath your hips, maybe it makes this a little bit more intense, right? Because you've elevated your hips slightly. If you really want to make it more intense, maybe you come to full shoulder stand. The shoulder stand, you lift your hips up on your own, put your hands in the small of your back, so you're supporting yourself on your shoulders and your forearms. And if you're in shoulder stand, your feet can kind of half flexed, half pointed. You want to make sure if you're in shoulder stand that your elbows point straight towards the front of the room. Take the body weight into your shoulder girdle, not into your elbow joint. Shoulder stand is not a requirement. You can stay in waterfall and supported waterfall. Wherever you are, all good. Okay? In addition to that increased circulation I talked about, we're also naturally lowering our blood pressure, resetting our circadian rhythm. That's our sleep cycle. And we're flooding the body with all sorts of anti-aging, anti-stress hormones whenever we get a little bit upside down. So we have to do it at least once each class. Now, whatever version of this inversion you're in, we're all going to come out of it the same way. Bend your knees. Let them scrape along your face and body. Slowly drop your feet back down to the mat. Now, if you still have that block in your hips, now you're going to lift your hips up, slide that block out. Everybody's hips are going to be flat on the mat. We're going to come into our happy baby. We went to half happy baby earlier. Now we're going to do the full happy baby. So both feet come up, right? They separate, maybe slightly or maybe a lot. And you're going to reach up, right? Like we did before. Going inside the legs, reaching up for your same foot with your same hand. Maybe you bend your knees so they come outside your shoulders. If this doesn't work for you with both feet going, right? Maybe you grab your ankle, your shin, your knee. Right? Maybe you grab the outside sole of your feet. Maybe you grab the inside sole of your feet. Maybe you're just grabbing your heel. Wherever you are, it's good. Right? Shift forward a little bit so you feel that sacrum pressing into the mat. And like we did when we had the knees underneath the chest, you can rock from side to side. It's like you're giving yourself a little spinal massage. It should feel good. If it doesn't feel good, skip it. You can stay still. You can want to change your leg position now, right? That's the great thing about having a baby. You can feel a little differently depending on where you put your legs. So play with it so you find that place where it's just feeling really delicious, really awesome to you. Hang out there for a few more breaths. From here, take your knees, take them all the way in to your chest. And then you're going to take your arms out long, like wings in a T position. And as you exhale, drop your knees to the right. It's one last twist. Right here, and our knees go to the right. You just stack the left knee on top of the right. You can use your right hand to make it deeper. Press down on those knees. Right, maybe here, if you have enough space, you extend your legs so that your toes go toward your right fingertips. Or just stay where you are. We're going to keep that left shoulder anchored. That's just giving you the twist. And as you inhale, bring your knees back to center. And then as you exhale, drop your knees to the right. Look to the left. Same thing, maybe you take the left hand, press the knees closer together. Maybe you extend your legs towards left fingertips. Maybe just stay where you are. You always finish off with this twist. It seals up our practice. Lets our bodies remember everything we did today. The next time we practice, it's all a little easier, and we're able to go everywhere a little deeper. As you inhale next here, pull your knees back to center. Give them one final hug into your chest. And then we're all going to start to set up for our final pose, our Shavasana. So extend your legs long. Take your hands to your sides, palms face down. If that's not comfortable to you, don't stay there. You have other options. You can bend your knees. You can butterfly your legs. Here in the studio, I'm going to come give you a little spray on your towel, the panic button spray today. It's, I can't remember what's in it. It's been a while. It's lavender. It's citrus. It's find that position where you're perfectly comfortable, we're going to be able to stay perfectly still. And most importantly, your mind is able to go perfectly quiet. You're not controlling your breath anymore. Release that breath completely. Keep your focus on your breath though, so that it can begin to guide you. You can get to that place where you're completely focused on your breath, but you're no longer trying to control it. Breath can guide you right to that place where there's nothing left in your mind but you and your breath. And that's your true quiet of the mind. Now slowly, start to come back into the room. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, feeling that increased sensation that comes with a quiet mind. If you want to here, you can take your arms overhead, do a nice full, deep body stretch. And then from there, just let yourself roll over onto your right side in a fetal position. Take a couple breaths right there just to reacclimate to our space. Let the sights and the sounds of the room come back to you. Take as long as you need right here. But when you're ready, only when you're ready, push yourself up to seated. And we'll close here. So we're going to close just with our 2 Bhamari breaths and then an Om. With the Bhamari breath, we inhale as we exhale, make that little humming sound in the back of the throat. The Om is the universal syllable, uses all parts of the throat. You can join me in these breaths, or you can just listen. But let's close our eyes here. We'll inhale together. Inhaling again. And then we'll inhale one final time and Om. Let your eyes drift open. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you, all of you, for sharing your energy, your practice with me this morning. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. All right. So I will see you guys all Wednesday night for some yin. Heidi will be here tomorrow night with more gentle yoga if you want at 7, and Liza will be here in the morning with some Payo. So join them for that, and I will see you later this week. Bye.